Israel set to strike as around 500,000 protesters from hostage found murdered in cold blood. This is Sky News. Rob, do you have the clip of the protesters? If you can show that clip while I'm reading the rest, just go ahead and show that while it's going on. Adam, is that Tel Aviv or is that the...
That is Tel Aviv.
That's Tel Aviv. While that's taking place, hostage deaths spur anger as Netanyahu holds firm on talks. U.S. citizens Hirsch, Goldberg, Poland, among 6 hostages found dead in Gaza. Rob, if you want to play what Netanyahu says, and then we'll react to it.
Mm-hmm. I was asked whether Israel is not, I'm not doing enough to the release of hostages. Well, I want to set the record straight. On April 27th, Secretary of State Blinken said that Israel made an extraordinarily generous offer for a hostage deal. On May 31st, Israel agreed to a U.S.-backed proposal. Hamas refused. On August 16th, Israel agreed to what the United States defined as a final bridging proposal. Hamas refused again. On August 19th, Secretary Blinken said, Israel accepted the U.S. proposal. Now Hamas must do the same. On August 28th, that's 5 days ago, Deputy CIA Director said that Israel shows seriousness in the negotiations. Now Hamas must show the same seriousness. I want to ask you something. What has changed in the last 5 days? What has changed? One thing. These murderers executed 6 of our hostages. They shot them in the back of the head. That's what's changed. And now after this, we're asked to show seriousness? We're asked to make concessions? What message does this send Hamas? It says, kill more hostages, murder more hostages, you'll get more concessions. The pressure internationally must be directed at these killers, at Hamas, not at Israel. We say yes, they say no all the time, but they also murdered these people. And now we need maximum pressure on Hamas. I don't believe that either President Biden or anyone...
Adam, thoughts?
Right. Well, he's sort of outlining a time frame of what happened here. So, you know, here's a question that really doesn't really actually come up that often is, what is the general consensus of the citizens of Israel? Think about how often you even hear what they have to say, because you often hear things in uniformity like, well, Israel thinks this, and this is what Israel's doing. So let me pose you a question. What does America want to do in anything? I can guarantee you whatever it is, you're going to get 2 to 3 different opinions. If you talk to a MAGA Trump thing, this is what they believe. If you talk to a progressive leftist, they're going to give you a totally different perspective of what they feel. Hey, how does America feel about abortion? Good luck. You don't think that's contentious? How does America feel about taxes? How does it feel about... So there's no common consensus in Israel. That's one thing that I want to convey to everything. Is there a democracy? You're going to have a bunch of different opinions. They're also a parliamentary in the Knesset. They have a bunch of different cabinets that make up what this is. So there's no uniformity. So what I've been looking for is trends of which way the people of Israel are actually headed, because despite what all the Gays for Gaza and the River to the Sea Brigade, whatever they think is literally almost irrelevant, literally. What matters the most, though, is what are the people of Israel in this democracy going to vote for? It's almost like, you have these progressives, leftists, whatever, tearing down New York, tearing down D.C. Okay, great. Where's America? Who's America voting for in this election? That's what actually is going to happen. What's going to happen? Policy change. But here's something interesting that I found. Ready? So, is the 2-state solution possible anymore? Pretty important question. In Israel, pre-October 7th, 38%, yes, they think it's possible. That's down to 30%. Yeah, we can still do that. But disagree went from 30% to 50%. So that's a almost double Like they're like, yeah, we were kind of open to this. Now uniformly, no, we're out. We're not down for this. All right, that's pretty important to know how Israelis feel about this, because that's who they're going to be voting for in their next prime minister, which is up in, I think, October of 2026. How about this? What is the chances of permanent peace? Sort of important. In 2007, is permanent peace achievable? No, 56%. Yes, 31%. Okay, so it's almost 60-40, not bad. What's that number now? Is peace achievable? 74% no, not happening. 13% yes. So if you ask the people of Israel,
Right.
hey, what do you want to do? Just follow the numbers.
Vinny, do you think permanent peace is possible in that area?
Sadly, I don't think so. I think because of, if you think about, one side's belief, like I was just gonna go into this part, so they were murdered. Pat was the IDF going, because apparently they went into this. By the way, they were there for 10 months, so God knows what they've been going through for the 10 months. But when they went, they said that they found the 6 bodies in tunnels. After Adam, was it were they going to get them right then and
Basically,
there?
it was a rescue operation in Rafah. They told them not to go into Rafah for months and months and months,
Yeah.
but they knew that they took the hostages. By the way, breaking news, if you didn't know this, Israel puts their hostages at the highest priority imaginable. 10 years ago, they traded, I think, 1,000 prisoners, criminals, for one soldier. So just let that in mind. What is Israel's motivation? Get their hostages back.
Yeah.
Period. So they went to go try to do this
And then
operation.
they shot them all.
They found them in the tunnel.
Because they shot them.
And then they shot them back of the head.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. And let's just remember one thing. Regardless of where you are in this situation, I'm pro-America. One of the hostages, many of the hostages, but one that just got shot in the back of the head is full-on American.
Yes.
Born in America. His parents spoke at the DNC. Mm-hmm. All right, these are Americans who are being held hostage.
Hirsch Goldberg, Poland.
Exactly. So I'll just ask you one question: what side is burning the American flag, and what side is praising the American flag? That's all you got to know to figure out which side of the equation you're on as an American.
And it really, really sucks because our policy, and this as a American veteran, Army veteran soldier, we don't negotiate with terrorists, which is, bro, it's so, I don't know Israel's policy. I'm pretty sure they're close. I mean, you want your hostages back, but you're dealing with people that are like, martyrdom is one of the things where if you kill, I don't know what kind of belief somebody could brainwash you to believe that if you murder innocent people, there's something better for you in paradise. I don't know what type of God rewards you with paradise, with virgins, to murder people. But I mean, it's just to answer your question, Pat, when it comes to religion and one side believes that, there's absolutely no, and I wish, yes, but there's no way when you have that mentality that there's going to be peace. I mean, wishing for it and knowing it's going to happen, I don't see it happening.
Tom.
I looked at the reaction, and I found it to be pretty interesting. Predictably, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, outrageous, despicable, murderous. Okay, words, not policy, not talking about a two-state solution, but words. Well, there was a candlelight vigil with led by rabbis and synagogues that was at Columbus Circle Saturday night, Adam. Columbus Circle right up there by Central Park, 59th and Central Park. But then there were a tremendous amount of Palestinians out. So why were the Palestinians marching in New York over the weekend? You saw that? After this. And they were talking about specifically a two-state solution.
This?
Yes. And you know why? I'll tell you why it's going on. Because below the surface, what are they asking for here? They weren't saying down with Israel. They were saying we want the majority of them were looking for a two-state solution. Two-state solution. And you still had people with that's Columbus Circle, excuse me. That's Columbus Circle, the candlelight vigil.
Tom, make your point. I'm following you. I want to see what you're going to say.
Why were there Hezbollah and Hamas flags as well as Palestinian flags in that big march in New York? Because they sat there and took a deep breath and said, oh, crap. oh crap, Uncle Sam is not going to pull on the leash on this after they do this. And the ones that were in New York were very, very, very animated about, two-state solution, this is what we want. But they were also being very careful because they know that hell is about to come. There's about another chapter of hell, because who's going to pull on the leash on Israel right now if they make another big military thrust?
Nobody. No, they killed the Hamas. Are those the rest of the Hamas? Is that the rest?
You broke a big rule. He's going to break your nose.
Yeah.
And so I was watching the reactions like this. And by the way, I couldn't find anything neutral that Kamala Harris has said about Israel going back 5 years. I said, what's her position on Israel? She's been left of Biden and critical of Israel for 6 years, dating back to before she was, vice president. And so the point I was making is I think those protesters in New York, those Palestinian protesters that want the two-state solution, they know what's coming. And this is not what they wanted.
So if somebody's watching this, let me kind of go through when you're sitting in a situation room and you're negotiating, and let's just say, that group wants to work from home. This group doesn't want anybody to work from home because the people who work from home don't get as much done as these guys do. And then the guys in the middle are like, I just don't give a shit. I just want to get to work. Everyone's motives are out there. So if someone's watching this and you're Muslim, right? And you've heard how critical I've been about Iran when it comes down to what they did last year, an increase in the number of hangings and public executions. And we're supposed to think that's a country peace. It's we're a nation of peace. Okay, well, show it to me. Not just to your enemies, show it to me to your own people, right? You know how you see certain animals that eat their own kids? You're like, wait, what? You see like, how the hell could you do that? I was hungry. You ate your own kid, bro. You got some problems doing that, right? Okay. So then if somebody's watching this, and the Muslim community, they're going to say, Islam, Israel, it's fun, there's Zionists, all this stuff. I totally understand your emotions. Totally get it. Yeah, you're supposed to be emotional because if you can lower it and you can reason, it's actually better for you. But I understand that emotionally you're going to be on that side. If somebody's Jewish or Israel and they're watching Netanyahu and they're saying, yeah, Netanyahu is Israel first. Erdogan is Turkey first, right? You hope Kamala's America first. I don't think she's America first. You hope Biden was America first. I don't know if he was fully. I think he was more America first than she is, but you hope he's America. You hope our politicians are America first, then Ukraine first. Hey, give me some money. Then, some of these other places first. But the idea is, I understand what Erdogan would defend him. What do you think Putin is? Russia first. What do you think Xi is? China first. What do you think Iranian Khamenei are? They're their pockets first, then they're Iranian first on how this whole thing. So set those aside. Then there's the community of people who are a little bit like, oh man, can we just move on with this? This is an impact on my school, safety for my kids. I'm having a license to carry. I'm carrying guns. I've never carried my guns when we're going out to dinner with my family because I just don't want to have all this tensions that's going on. But then here's the part. As a kid, when my parents got a divorce, I don't know if your parents have gotten a divorce. If you're watching this and when it happens when you're 10 years old, 11, 12, 13 years old, you think it's your fault, right? As a kid, you don't know what's going on. You love both sides. You love your mom, you love your dad. And your dream as a kid when they first go through a divorce is to hope they one day find a way to live together, okay? In that dream, you'll have the conversation with your dad. And you'll say, Dad, why can't you just make it work? And your dad's like, dude, I'm not in the business of explaining a 13-year-old kid what the hell we're going through, bro. You don't want to know the whole story anyways, okay? It's not working out. It's never going to happen. And then the kid's like, how could you say that? And then you go bring it up to your mom's like, he doesn't want to. I would love to. I would never. Why can't you? And you try to do all these creative ways to get people to, to find a way to be together. Now, you got to realize my parents are a unicorn because they married and divorced each other twice, okay? I'm a first child on their second marriage to each other. So they got pregnant with me on their second marriage. Eventually it got to a point where it was like, look, I don't want you guys to get remarried. Hell no, okay? It's best you guys stay divorced and try to be as civil as possible. So when we were getting married, and they were going to be in the same room together for the first time in 19 years. And I said to my dad and my mom, I said, neither one of you guys are coming to my wedding. They're like, wait, what? I said, no, you're not invited. So my dad calls me and says, I haven't gotten a wedding invitation. I said, yeah, I know. You're not invited. My dad's my hero. My mom's like, yeah, I didn't get a wedding invitation. I know. Neither one of you guys are invited. Wait. My only son is getting married and I'm not invited? Exactly. Because you're not going to ruin my wedding date for my wife. You're not going to do it. And the first time you guys are going to meet is not going to be there. So then I set up for a week, I'm like, if you guys don't meet together pre-getting married, you're not coming to the wedding. A week later, they both call me, they agree. They come to the house. And you've heard me tell this story before. And they sat down, boom, came to the wedding. Nothing crazy happened. And we moved on, okay? A part of what's going on between these guys, everybody else's job is to try to find a way to have them coexist civil. But if you're thinking, you don't know what they did in the past when they did this to us, but how about the one time when you guys did this to us? But what about that one time when you did this? But what about that video when you saw this video? Show me the video, but how about that video? But how about this video? All you care about is money. All you care about is how about your religion? Where's your peace? And you eventually are like, look, guys, you guys are permanently divorced. Yeah. Unless if a meteor hits us and, half the world population is killed, that eventually Jews, Christians, and Muslims are going to say, can we find a way to unify? Unless if an event like that, apocalyptic type of an event happens and other aliens from another place show up here, they're not going to get along, okay? Everybody else's job around the world, in my opinion, is to try to find a way to lower the temperature, and you're not going to be able to lower it a lot. It's like, hey, what can we do to lower the temperature in an outdoor patio in Dubai?
Yeah.
Can I lower the temperature by 3%? Maybe. You think you're going to bring the temperature from 128 degrees in July to 92 degrees? Good luck to you, bro, right? But maybe a little bit. So to me, as this thing progresses, by the way, say in a few months this story is done and Trump comes in and there's peace. Do you think it's done?
No.
Or do you think something's going to happen in 4 years, and 8 years, and 12 years, and 16 years, and 20 years, and 25 years, and 40 years? This ain't going away. This has been going on for a couple thousand years.
Yep.
It ain't going away anytime soon. But the job of a right leader is to try to lower temperatures. And I don't know if neither Biden or Kamala have been able to do it the last 12 months. I don't think they've done that. I think they have to make a stand and try to make that happen. It hasn't happened. I think if Trump comes in and says, listen, not a Muslim, I'm not a Jew, I'm not an Islamophobe, and I don't have problems with Jews. My daughter's married to one, and I've hired a lot of Muslims. We got to get in a room and figure this thing out because you're not going to continue messing up at our country and in the U.S. with all the stuff that's going on in my universities. We're not doing that. Cool? Meeting, boom, I'm coming in, get everybody in the room, we're going to have a conversation. That's what needs to happen. And until that happens, bunch of people are getting involved in a fight that's not the sword that you want to die on. If you're a Muslim, you want to die on a sword of Muslims, totally get it. If you're a Jew, you're Israel, you want to die on that sword, go for it. For everybody else that's gotten caught up in this entire mess, my position is very simple. Where I'm at, everybody has their own independent positions that they can present to the audience. But I think we have to be very careful of getting involved in fights. Like let's just say you're married, you and your wife get into a big fight in front of us. We're doing a double date.
Awkward.
No, but it happens to me all the time because I'm running. Tom knows what I've done the last. Tom's been in meetings like, Tom, Pat, this is what you do to build an insurance company. I'm like, but you'll sit there and something happens. Okay, boom, boom, boom. So when Jen and I were getting married and I delayed the engagement, one of the reasons why I was like, I'm not ready yet is because I asked one question. Have I told you the story or no? I said, if we get married, we're married, we get into a big ass fight, who are the 5 people you're calling?
Oh yeah, I remember the story.
And she gave me the names. I said, okay. I wrote it down. I said, is this person married? No. Is this person this? Yes. Is this person this? I said, yeah. If you call these guys and you tell them and bitch about me, who are they going to defend? Me or you? Probably me, meaning they're going to defend her. I said, yeah, we can't make this work yet. She said, what do you mean? I said, if we get into a fight, these are the names of people I'm calling. Every one of them is going to defend you. Dudley's going to defend you. My dad's going to defend you. I'm just going through a list of people. I said, so I'm not even going to bring it up because a part of a marriage feud is it needs to be private between a husband and a wife. Maybe a few people can know, but it needs to be super, super, super private, right? You come to me and you're upset at your wife, I'm going to say, Vinny, good luck finding a perfect wife.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to make it work. Unless if it's like a massive incident that's like, look, bro, do your thing. I got your back no matter what. But she comes up to me, I'm like, look, man, Vinny's my brother. You got to go to him and make it work. Mm-hmm. But we got to kind of say, hey, you guys are neighbors, bro. Figure this shit out. Mm-hmm. We'll support from the outside, but if you kill one of our American soldiers, now I'm involved. You're not doing that to us at all. But you guys want to go do this, you better kind of calm it down a little bit because you're affecting everybody else around the world. We're not going to tolerate that, but figure your shit out because you're creating havoc for everybody else. I think that type of a situation needs to be had. I don't think they've had it yet. One thing to know, the debate is officially happening. Next is a Tuesday night, Rob. So we're doing right after the Vol Conference. I'm going to be at the Vol Conference this weekend at Palm Beach Convention Center. Bunch of people will be there. Thousands of people are coming from around the world. Cannot wait to see all of you guys. However, next Tuesday night, we will do a live Trump-Harris debate reaction with a live audience. But just like last time, we don't sell the full room because our employees like to come. We're only selling the first 50 tickets that buy. We will still do the VIP. We'll still go afterwards, have the cigar, the conversations. We're going to do that part. That's the QR code. Go get registered. The first 50 that buy tickets will be invited to be with us next Tuesday. Rob, what time is is it going to be a 6 to 11 type of situation that we're doing?
Yes, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And of course, we'll do the cigars right after the debate's over with. And there's a lot of craziness going on here, but especially with everything going on right now, if you're following this will be the first debate they're having. Come join us. We'll have a good time together, as well as potentially for the VIPs, we'll do cigars and conversations afterwards.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.